What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This week we are talking about the Featherstone Outdoors Backbone 2-person trekking pole tent. Okay, this is a 3-season single wall trekking pole tent. There's a couple on the market that are similar to this. They cost a little more. Comparably, we have the Durston tents and the Gossamer Gear tents that you can compare this shelter to. This tent comes with a lot of features that those surprisingly don't. The trail weight for this tent comes in at 2 pounds and 4 ounces, and with everything it's 2 pounds and 8 ounces. So to be honest, it's really not that heavy, especially because typically these kind of different brand tents or up and coming brand tents typically have a lot heavier weight, like 4 to 5 pounds, even for a trekking pole tent. Okay, so the headroom on the floor across is 50 inches, and at the foot it is 43 inches. So not enough for double wide pads. That's a big problem that a lot of tents have, especially trekking pole tents, but it's totally okay. Most people don't really use 2-person tents for that reason. Anyhow, you have a 45-inch peak height, which is pretty high. So when you sit up in this tent, you don't actually worry about hitting your head on anything. And like I mentioned about your feet, the feet will stay dry because the corners have aluminum stays in them at the feet, which is so cool. And I feel like a lot of tent companies should actually take note on that and figure out a way to make that lighter and put into their tents, because that's a genius idea. As you can see here, I have the door rolled back as well as the rain fly tied back. You can do that on both sides of the tent. Plenty of ventilation through the night, weather permitting, that you're not going to get in a storm, and you can keep this open. Way less condensation. That is a big concern with single wall tents, but you pay the price and taking a single wall tent for less weight. Like I said, this tent comes in at about 2 pounds 4 ounces trail weight, which actually is really reasonable, and I think that's in that almost ultralight category. I think it is technically. And the tent comes in at around $180. It can be on sale a lot for like $130, $140. So considering the price for weight ratio, this is a super kick-ass tent, and it's super budget friendly. So I definitely think if you're new to backpacking or maybe not sure about getting a trekking pole tent, that you definitely try this one out. The interior does have 2 super big pockets inside. You have one on each side of the doors. Like I'd mentioned, you can see that there's 2 pads in here. 20-inch wide is probably good. You have ample space in here. I have my pack under here. When this is zipped, it goes all the way out. There's plenty of vestibule space on both sides, so storage is not something to worry about in this tent. There's even 2 hooks inside that you can hang a string from and have like an upper shelf or a little string to dry your clothes if they're wet, or just put something up there to hang out like a light or something. The material is a 15 denier sill nylon, so it's not as common in the trekking pole tent world these days. I feel like to see sill nylon, but it definitely feels thicker, so I would feel a lot safer using something like this compared to maybe a different tent on the market, as far as like this won't rip as easily. Granted, it's a little bit heavier for that, but like I said, it's one of those pros and cons of a little bit heavier but a little bit more dense and probably a little more stormworthy in that case. And it doesn't seem like it would sag as much. I did get it wet, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, so that's a big win, because I kind of figured the sill nylon would soak up more water, because I think it typically does, but when I used it, it didn't, so that was a big win. All in all, I want to say this is a really stellar tent for somebody that doesn't know if they're committed to this, but also for somebody that is committed to this, because it has the balance of light as well as durability and features that a lot of other trekking pole tents don't have that I have mentioned in this video. So I want to thank Featherstone Outdoors for sending me this tent, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys again. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below. Share this video, and I'll see you guys next week.